Good morning everyone and welcome to Cantabria Infinita. Today we're going to be doing a bit of prep work on this field, ready to put the carrots in. Carrots can go in next game day. So we're going to do some work on the field today. We're going to get it slurried. So I've released this small base game spreader, which should work absolutely fine for what we need to do. After this, we're going to be doing some grass work. Now this tractor might be unbearably loud, so I'm going to zoom out a bit, but I'll also have to probably edit it when I do the editing after, probably change the sound, but let's get cracking. Is that applying? It looks like it is. It's difficult to tell what the working width is though. Quite difficult to see it. But this is obviously a bit of free fertilizer for us, so we'll get this put down, and then next game day I think we will probably cultivate it in and then get ourselves started on some drilling. I don't want to direct drill, although I might change my mind in between episodes, and of course we don't have anything capable of actually drilling carrots at the moment, so that's going to be something we have to fix. We are using the slurry quite quickly though, I have to say, and I'm missing fair chunks here as well. I'm not doing that good a job. But the slurry is free, so it's cheaper than paying for chemical fertilizer. So it's a good thing to do. Right. Yeah, so we've used 40% already. That's quite a lot. And there we go. From that angle you can see it a bit better. And if we check in here, I'm in the wrong field. Yeah, it is working. It is activating. So let's continue. It won't take very long, even with a machine this big. But we are almost definitely going to have to go refill. So it's just a shame that this tractor is not the fastest, and the pig farm is not the closest. But even still, it won't take too long. We can whiz up there, refill, and come back. We'll just see how much we can get done to start with. But this is very cheap, this machine. It's cost me, I think, 1,300 to lease it, which is good. It is a base game one, but that's because I just wanted something small. This field does not call for any massive slurry spreading machinery. We just don't need it. There's no benefit in having anything too large. Okay, so the width is actually a bit bigger than I thought. Now that we're going back down here, I can see that, yeah, it's larger than I originally thought it was. It's just a bit of a funny way of spraying at the back. It's difficult to tell where it's been, and with the colour of this field it makes it quite tricky to tell. We are almost out as well. We should be able to make it to the end. Come on, get to the end. There we go. And we're about to crash into a rock. Not a good way to go. Okay. Can we just cover this bit here up to the end? Hopefully. I can see that I am missing rather large areas there. Yeah, big chunk in the middle that I just missed. Okay, and we are out. So let's go and quickly refill, and we'll come back and hopefully get the rest of this field finished. We're back then with a full load, so let's get cracking. Try and get this field finished with this tank. It's not a very big tank, only 8,000 litres, but it should be enough to get this done. Don't know why I've still got my beacons on, I should turn them off. Yeah, I think it's enough to get a size of field like this. We don't need some crazy 36 metre working whip sprayer or even slurry spreader. That's a bit too much really, and it would just cost us a load of money for no reason. There's no real benefit of it. Right. We are of course missing a few spots on the edges. If we have enough left in the tank at the end, I will tidy them up. But I don't think we will, to be honest, because we are using this really quickly. But like I said, it's free. And those pigs are almost ready for selling. We're getting so close to the point where we can sell them now, which is good because that's going to be a good bit of income, I think. I honestly have no clue how much we're going to get per pig when we sell it to the slaughterhouse. Although we've got to buy the slaughterhouse first, of course. But we will get meat from the slaughterhouse, which we can then sell. Because obviously you normally sell the pigs at the animal dealer, and you make a bit of money from them that way. We are going to do things differently because we have industry on this map, and I feel like we should use it. So we're going to use it, for sure. I think if I turn too tight, that's the problem. That's when we start missing bits. So I need to be a bit more careful with how I turn. Just drive into the farmer's field. Why not? I think we're not going to have enough. Again. Which is going to be quite annoying. Because you know what? I haven't shown it to you guys, but refilling this machine, yeah, it does take a couple of minutes. It's enough time for me to go and fill up my coffee cup. And of course the drive up there takes a while as well. But 1,094 litres, can we get it done? I'm hopeful. $726 litres. Okay, we are done. Which means we've actually got enough to tidy up to these edges a little. And I think there was one tiny spot by here. Yeah, it's a very small one. And that is us empty. Awesome. Right, we're actually going to leave this guy here. We'll get this sorted later. That, however, is the field done. Obviously weeds everywhere, but we'll be able to get that cultivated next time. And then we can put in our carrots. These fields up here are all looking pretty good. Field 4 does need another spray, but we don't need to do that just yet. What we're going to do now is this field here. We need to cut the grass, and we're going to make silage out of all of it. So, if we come here, I have already leased some mowers. We are going to get straight on, and because we're not doing this field in 2 sections like I sometimes do, it should be a little bit easier as well. We've got plenty of power in this guy as well, so I don't need to worry about that. We are, of course, going to have to do some rowing up later. But for now, we're just going to whiz through this field and get it all cut. Then we can get it rowed and picked up. Oh, and just to tell you what it is I'm actually using here, these are the Alpha Motion mowers from the Alpine DLC. The reason I'm using them is because they have a low power requirement, a low cost, and they've got a very good working width. So they do what we need to do very well, and yeah, they're inexpensive to lease, which is obviously a very good thing. So we'll just go around the headland once. And I don't know, I think maybe now is the time where we should probably plough up the field, because I wanted to plough up this section and make the entire thing into a meadow, because then that way we can actually put fertiliser down on the entire thing. And because next year I think we're going to expand beyond pigs, possibly, because I do want to do, depending on the number of episodes, but 2 or 3 years I was thinking. So far we're doing pretty well. My time is not set correctly. I turned it down when I was refilling the slurry spreader. But yeah, we're doing pretty well so far on the number of episodes versus the kind of year time. So it would be good if we could do 3 years, but failing that it will just be 2. However, I'm not too worried about that. There's still plenty we can do in a 2nd year. Plenty of money to be made. Oh, and yeah, because that field is not planted, we can actually get right to the edge here, which is very handy for us. And the trees are bare, which means it's easier for me to see under them. Usually I struggle a little bit to see underneath the trees, but not today. And again, we'll get right to the edges here. No point wasting any grass. Now I know we've got a lot of silage already. We've also got silage bales in the yard, which are fermented. Those I'm going to keep until some point in the winter when we really need to sell them to get some money. It's just kind of like a bit of a backup. It's some backup money for us. But yeah, for now, we want to get that fermenting silo full. That's the aim of the game. Get the fermenting silo completely full, and then we can start selling from it, and that is what's going to be hopefully pushing us over the amount needed to buy the slaughterhouse. To get the drying facility, I think we're actually going to have to take a loan out for that, which in seasons is a bit of a pain because you're not making money every day to pay it back, but it's possible that we will be able to. And yeah, it's just gone from wet crops, so we've got that sudden change in texture, which always looks a little bit crazy when it suddenly does that, but it's because I'm running time at times 15. I need to get a... I think there's some mods available that let you put in extra times. I want to be able to run it at times 10. I've been watching a lot of Virtual Farmer stuff again. I don't know why, I took a break from watching Virtual Farmer, but I've been watching him again, and I've noticed that his times 10 works very well. It's a very good way of, you know, getting it all done. Right, now I think I'm just going to whiz through this field, get it all cut very quickly, probably do it as a super speed time lapse, but we'll see about that in a second.
You withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall. And every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you?
Okay, so the field is completely done. So all that's left is two massive jobs, which is to row it all up and then collect it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to row it up off screen, and then we'll do the collecting together, because rowing up is just a job, you know. So I'll see you in a minute when it's all rowed and ready to be collected. Okay, so the field is rowed, and we've got our nice stripy rows because of the change of texture, and I am going to get started with this. Now, I have changed my mind slightly, because we're not actually going to put this into the fermenting silo. The reason for that is I like doing pit work, and we haven't done any pit work at all this year. So what I'm thinking is we take this up to the BGA and we put it in the pit up there. Now, we might not have the greatest amount. You know, usually I'd like to fill the pit up quite a high amount. We might not end up with a massive quantity, but we will get to have it up at the pit, and that's also quite useful for, you know, selling it, because it's closer. It is also slower because our fermenting silo is quite quick at getting us silage. So this stuff actually won't be ready until next year. But I'm not too worried about that, really. You'll notice I also had to miss a few bits. That's because the windrower I got was too big to fit in a couple of areas. So I've kept the windrower up here, I haven't returned it yet, in case we need to do any more just to tidy up. I'm also missing some spots, so I'm probably going to have to come back and pick those up, annoyingly. But that's only because I want every last drop from this. Any grass that's left on the field will of course decompose and disappear as soon as it rains or at midnight, So it's better to get it all picked up, really. But yeah, we're going to get this done. I don't know how quickly we're going to fill. We're filling up fairly quickly at the moment, but this is a fairly large capacity loading wagon, that's the word. Yeah, it's quite large capacity, so we might be okay. If it starts to get too much, what I'll have to do is skip the picking up and just show you the emptying. So we'll see how we go. Now that we're back onto the actual grass field, we're probably going to fill up a lot quicker, I expect. Yeah, there we go, already done. So, let's get over to the biogas plant. Here we are then. Ooh, bad view. So let's get it all tipped out. There we go. And yeah, we can head back over and get another load picked up. Right, let's continue. Now, based on how quickly we fill up this time, I will decide whether or not I'm going to have to sort of do this as a jump cut. I won't really know until I've actually filled up again. Right now we're filling up pretty quickly. This is obviously a fertilised section of the field, so yeah, we are filling up rather quickly at the moment, which means I might end up needing to jump cut. I've also dropped the speed down, the time speed, because yeah, it's starting to get dark. I forgot that it's early winter. Next episode, of course, we're going to have to get those carrots sorted, as well as I would like to maybe get these fields ploughed. Now this one doesn't technically need ploughing, but if I plough up the other field to make it an actual field, then it will have a different time later when it needs ploughing. So obviously it's every 3 harvests usually. Now the grass, I don't know how that works, but yeah, it's not going to work so well if we've got one field that needs ploughing and another one doesn't, so it makes more sense to plough them both up. I'm also quite tempted to expand field 21, I think it is, our field that's going to be carrots, because that section at the top is just a little bit awkward for mowing. I mean, it's awkward for everything, but especially mowing. Right, so we're full and that filled up really quickly. This is going to be a big job, so time is going down. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to jump cut every time, I think, and just show you how many times we empty into the pit. That's going to be the best thing to do, I think. So, let's get this load emptied, and then we'll start. Right then, load number 2, start getting that in. And like I said, from now on, you won't see me collecting, you'll just see me emptying. And I'll just put a little number at the top to show you which load we're on. There we go. So far, 67,000. It's not bad. Right. Oh, I've put my FPS on accidentally. Yes. See you in a minute with the next load. Okay, so this is the last piece of the last row. We do have a bit of grass still sitting around by the tree at the top, so we're going to go and pick that up. 6 loads so far, so that's pretty good. That's quick maths, 68, 136, 196, 200,000? My maths might have fallen apart there. Believe it or not, maths is actually my strong point, but I think I still might have messed that up. Yeah, so we've got a good amount. Getting that pit, you know, compacted and everything will be a job for maybe tomorrow. It's going to be a winter job, basically, because that silage is going to take a little bit of time to actually ferment. So, you know, a day or two here or there is not the end of the world. We do have jobs to do tomorrow, such as ploughing, cultivating, and planting. Although what I might do, because I said I'm not going to use a direct drill. In fact, let's have a look at the drills now. So for planting carrots, is it a planter? No. Is it... No. Where are they? I thought it was planters. What do we use for carrots then? Is it a seeder? Or am I going insane? Ah, it is a seeder, which means the one we've got can do it. And that is also a direct drill, but I didn't really want to do that. So I think what I'll do is, between the 2 episodes, I will get that field cultivated, and then we can drill into it. The reason I want to cultivate it is because we've obviously put some slurry down, and I think it would be a good idea to do that. I'm also going to double check, and I may keep the slurry spreader for an extra day or 2, because the lease cost is not that high, and I got a feeling that we've got a pretty good amount of digestate up at the BGA. Now, I should have probably just brought the tractor up here and follow me, but I forgot to do it. So we'll have a check. I will check in between episodes, and if there is a good amount of digestate, then I will keep the slurry spreader just for a little while so that we can spread some digestate on the grass field once it's been ploughed. But let's just go and get this last little bit tipped out. Gotta try and get over the top of all of this first. It's quite bulky and tall. Let's just tip it by here. It doesn't really matter where we tip it. Just get it all out. And like I said, compacting will be a job for another day. But there we go. That is it done. So, thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you again soon. And happy Christmas. Goodbye.